Hey, welcome back to The Opinion. I'm your host, Peter, Pete, DJ Blue, the Guru, hey, whatever you want to call me, sports guru, right? Whatever you want to call me, I touch on all different type of topics, sports, entertainment, hot topics, whatever. Today we're going to discuss the situation between Ciara and Future. Yesterday, it reared its ugly head again when Future released a new track with Quavo, Quavo of the Migos. They released a new track. The track is called Turn Your Click Up. It's actually pretty hot. But he said some spicy lyrics in this track that got the internet buzzing yesterday, that got everybody talking about this situation again after 10 plus years. 2023, the situation actually started in 2012. Crazy, right? In this track, Future says the following comments in this track, and he directs it directly at Russell Wilson. It sounds like 2023, 10 years later. In this track, he says, "Big dog status, Bill Hopper. I ball in his mall for my brothers. Go yard bag, tote the cutter." You know what that means, right? And then he says, "I got it out the field, F Russell." Previous to Future, Ciara has dated R&B artist Lloyd, you know him, Trey Songz, Amari Stoudemire. She even dated Cam Newton. That's strange. So Russ is not her first quarterback. She also dated 50 Cent, Bow Wow, and then she went on to date Future. In 2012, Ciara and Future met and began dating and was engaged to be married by October of 2013. In 2014, the couple was expecting, and they started having some turbulent times. This isn't abnormal. Seems like a lot of couples have tough times around pregnancies, young and old. Mostly young. You see it with older couples too. I don't know what it is about pregnancy time, but a lot of couples do not withstand those 9 months. Sometimes, emotionally, some women are going through it, and they need a man to be there to support them and kind of deal with the aggravation and the attitude and all of that. And a lot of men, sometimes they say, peace. So around this time, it looks like 3 months after the baby was born, they had little Future Zahir together. 2014, they had them together. Future got, they're saying that he got busted for messing with his stylist. Ciara found out that he was cheating on her, and they ended the relationship. That's when it turned a little bit messy, just a little bit messy. In 2015, Ciara, it was spotted that she had his name, she had Future's name tattooed on her. She had it removed, and she also released a single called I Bet. And in this single, she didn't diss Future, but she basically put their business out there that he was a liar. And, a lot of times when you see Future making all these disses towards Ciara and her situation, a lot of times you can say, oh, he's just being petty, he's just releasing track after track. But you gotta look at it. Who was the first to release a single? Who was the first to put their business out there? It was Ciara. She was the first to put their business out there. And like I said, in that song, 2015, I Bet, she was the first one to talk about it, and she basically called him a liar in the song. A couple years into their co-parenting situation in 2016, Future went on a Twitter rant where he called her an explicit name, the B word, and on this Twitter rant, which is never cool. You can't call your baby moms that, especially not in public. But apparently he was upset and pissed off about something, and he also called her a control freak. Now. Let's go back into a little bit of history. This relationship ended because he left a woman scorned. He cheated on her. She was willing to continue this relationship and marry this man. He cheated on her. She's upset. She's bitter now. She's moving on as a bitter woman. I always tell all my homies, don't leave women bitter because it's not going to be fun for you in the future. Get it? In 2016, Ciara released some emails trying to state that Future has little presence in the child's life, and she sued him, basically, saying that you're a deadbeat daddy, and I want full custody of him. Around this time, she also was dating Russell Wilson, new hot young quarterback. I'm not saying hot, I'm talking about on the field. Hot quarterback on the field, one of the best QBs in the league, lighting the league up, one of the NFL's brightest stars. She starts dating this man, and in 2016, Future is not happy with the news that eventually he has started to step into the role as playing stepdaddy to little Future. And Future also countersues Ciara against the claim that he's a deadbeat. And he fights also for custody, and I'm sure they had a child support situation that they had to pan out. It says here that Future was ordered to pay $15,000 a month to Ciara. Some people will dispute that claim. This is what he says. He was ordered to pay 2015. In 2016, he was ordered to pay $15,000 a month. They are saying that is not true. That's what Ciara's side is saying, that is not true. But who knows what the truth is right here. Since that time, and then also Future also dropped his claim. They don't say why he dropped it, but he dropped it. The judge actually dropped Ciara's case, basically claiming that he was a deadbeat, and she was denied sole custody of their son, and Future was granted full custody of, not full custody, but Future was granted dual custody. So that means 50-50. The child is both ours. We both had them together, and we're gonna raise them together. So she starts this relationship with quarterback Russell Wilson. Even after she was with Russell Wilson, she came out with some interviews where she was still speaking on Future, and she was still discussing that relationship. I know when you do interviews, you can't control every question that's asked. She could have easily said, that's my past. I would, that's my son's father. I would rather not talk about it. But that's not what Ciara did. Again, she didn't smear his name, but she kind of smeared his name. She kind of basically said that she wasn't loving herself being with somebody like Future. And so, hey, when you put that kind of energy out there, that's going to upset the person that you're talking about, especially the father of your son. Now, as she went on with her new relationship, 2015, 2016-ish, with Russell Wilson, the word out there with Russell Wilson is that he's a little corny. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into calling this man corny. I'm not going to get into judging this man's personality, because at the end of the day, everybody is different when it comes to personality. Russ is not street. He's not from that. He's not from that fabric. Obviously, not everybody is. Not every brother is from the fabric of growing up in the streets. I grew up in the streets, but as I got older, I understood that not everybody is like that. And because you meet somebody that's not like that, that don't make them corny. Now, it might make them a little bit softer because they don't have that hard fabric of growing up and seeing some of the things that people like myself have seen growing up in certain areas. So what I will say is, I think that Ciara, she basically hit the stepdaddy jackpot. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I believe Russ Wilson is a good man. He's not ignorant. He's not street personality, and that is completely cool. Actually, I think that Russell Wilson is what we all should strive to have our children become. I believe he's a perfect example when you say, hey, I want my son or my daughter to be like that one day. I'm going to say this. I don't believe that Russell Wilson is somebody that speaks up for himself. I don't believe that he's a personality that he is going to be telling Ciara what to do. He's going to be telling, you see what happened to Keke Palmer. You can't wear that. I don't think Russ is that type of guy. I think he's more of a personality. Even when he's upset or frustrated, he probably don't say anything to you. If you was following the Denver Broncos last year and all the turmoil that went on in Denver, Russell never spoke up. He never came out and told nobody, shut the F up. You talking about me? You got a problem? Russell Wilson is obese. You ever seen his workout videos on Instagram? Oh boy, is a beast. I don't think Future or anybody, not too many people want to get into a fist fight with Russell Wilson. Okay? And so saying that, I still don't believe mentally he's the personality to say, do this, do that, don't talk about me. If you got a problem, we can handle it. When Denver was struggling last year and the coach was terrible, they actually fired this guy. You never heard Russell Wilson come out and bash in the coach or anything. A lot of guys would have said, yo, this guy can't coach. Y'all blaming me. This guy is the problem. Ciara probably hit the stepdaddy jackpot. When I say she hit the stepdaddy jackpot, she basically found herself a man that she can be with, she can be safe with, she can be comfortable with, she can raise another man's kids with. She can manipulate him. She can piss the ex off with her new man, right? It looks like they're living this perfect, comfortable life. She's moved on. She's got the whole Tyler Perry story going on. She's gone from criminals and tough guys and street guys to now she's dating, this excellent, white-collared man, right? And a lot of women, when they do this, they are really just the real problem here. Because if Future has a problem with Russell Wilson, that's probably because the woman didn't handle it right. At the end of the day, Russell Wilson ain't from the streets. He ain't from that fabric and all that. He's just collateral damage in this situation. Russell Wilson is an innocent bystander that is happy that he is dating a beautiful woman like Ciara, R&B superstar, and he is willing to just do whatever that makes his woman happy. He clearly is all about making her happy. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's easy to manipulate a man like that into playing the stepfather role. And even though it's disrespecting the real father, say what you want about Future, but this man is being manipulated into being a stepfather and doing it a little bit overboard, in my opinion. Again, this is usually a beta male personality that you can kind of do this with. Men that are like this usually don't realize that they are being used by a woman. And I'm not saying she don't love him. I'm not saying she don't love her husband. What I'm saying there is an element that she is using him. She is using this man to fill the bitterness that she felt from the relationship, from her situation with Future, and whatever arguments that stemmed from child custody and all this other stuff, and lawsuits against each other. Russell Wilson is filling this void of hurt that she feels from that relationship that she had with Future, clearly. And a lot of times, what's so sad about this is why it's tough being a stepfather is when you fill into this role, a part of you don't even realize, because you're so into this woman, a part of you don't realize that you're sort of being used. And a lot of these men don't realize that they have been being used until the kid is 18 or 19 years old and you've committed your whole life to raising this kid as if he was yours. And when the kid turns 18 and 19 years old, the mom is like, you know what? You are a little corny. The mom is like, you know what? you really aren't my type, and I don't really have a need for you anymore. And then the mom breaks somebody like Russell Wilson's heart and move on, and now he's left picking up the pieces with his life after he didn't help raise another man's kid, right? And again, when I say that Ciara is probably the problem, whenever you are co-parenting together, you have the responsibility of getting the biological father or mother and at least getting them to communicate with your new partner or your new husband or whatever the situation. If it don't work out, it don't work out. But you have the responsibility of smoothing that situation over. You also have the responsibility of not disrespecting the person that you, not disrespecting your ex-partner when y'all have kids together. You don't want to disrespect. Things like disrespect that I'm saying, when you see Future keep dropping music, disses, there is something going on in the background that a lot of people may not be paying attention to. Again, when you're seeing him dissing a situation, maybe it's because he's being mistreated himself. Again, the Wilsons look like they have this perfect relationship going on from the outside, but let's you don't know what's really going on in their house. The mom can be doing little small sly things to the ex, to the biological father, that's pushing him away, that's making him really frustrated with the situation. That's what a lot of people are failing to notice here. In 2020, Ciara posted an Instagram story of a birthday message to Little Future, and where Little Future is calling Russell Wilson daddy. Now, do you really think she didn't post that knowing that not knowing that Future would hear about this situation, that another man is being called daddy? Come on, I'm a man and a lot of you guys are men. If you heard that your son was calling another man daddy, it would hurt you. It would hurt you based on how involved you are in that kid's life. It would upset you to the point where you would want to put hands on somebody. I'm being honest. So that same birthday message, Russell Wilson posted his own Instagram story. And in this story, Russell Wilson, he's calling himself daddy to this kid. He said, daddy loves you. Now that's just disrespectful. That is disrespectful. First of all, they got joint custody. First of all, Future is alive. First of all, Future is paying child support, I'm sure, and doing some things for this kid. First of all, this kid has a real father. And so when you have a real father, and if that little kid loves you so much, and there's nothing wrong with the little kid loving little Russell Wilson, but if that little kid came to Russell Wilson one day and said, Russ, I want to call you daddy, it should have been Russell Wilson and Ciara's responsibility to say, no, yeah, I love you too, but you do have a dad, and I'm not going to disrespect him like that. But it sounds like they got a lot of stuff going on here, man. It sounds like Russell Wilson is being P-whooped. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Cat whooped. And it sounds like in beta male fashion, he has no problem conforming to everything that Ciara is asking him to be. I got some experience with this, and I think a lot of other people do too. There's other ways, not just having your kid calling another man daddy. There's some other things that could be going on in this relationship, like when the kid has doctor's appointments, you're not keeping him abreast of what's going on with his own son. You're kind of almost treating his real father like he don't exist anymore. When they have teacher-parent conferences, you don't even tell the other father to come out. And then to the rest of the world, it's like, oh, he's a deadbeat father. He's not existing in this child's life. No, it's really the mom making that in a situation like that. It's really the mom, the mom that's shutting the real father out. And then you put some new man in the life, and then you got him calling him daddy and all this other stuff. So can you imagine what if Little Future is able to call another man daddy and look up to him like that's his real daddy. How do you think he treats his real father? Because he's being completely poisoned and manipulated by his mom. So how do you think when Future gets around his real father, how do you think that little kid is acting around him? Probably acting like he don't want to be there. I'm gonna say this. You see, it's easy to just say that Future is a bad person. He's spiteful, he's jealous, he's insecure, you know. But ask yourself, why would a man that can get many women, many Playboy bunnies, the best looking woman in the world, why would a man still be stuck on an ex from 11 years ago? He ain't stuck on her. This man is being mistreated. This man is being mistreated. I'm tired of hearing people saying, he's jealous. He don't want to let her go. He's not over Ciara. Look, even if he still has some type of romantic feelings for her, it don't help that she just basically tried to replace this man. She done basically got another man calling him daddy and all this other stuff. I don't care. I don't care if Future only sees his father once every 3 months, once every 6 months. I don't care. You don't have another man calling him daddy. Okay? You know what's going to happen with little Future? He is going to grow up. And see, this is the problem. A lot of parents don't like this phase because parents can't handle it. When these kids grow up, they're not going to be under your wing anymore. They are going to want to go and have a relationship with their real father. And there's not going to be anything Ciara could do about it. And Future is going to tell this kid the truth. I'm going to sum this up. It's always see the reaction. If I throw the first punch, which it seems to me like Russell Wilson and Ciara have thrown a lot of the first punches here. All we've been seeing is the reactions, the sneak disses in music, the emojis with the gunshots and all that. We're seeing a man reacting. And, you know, remember this. The next time you want to judge this situation, in 2015, when Ciara put that song out, I Bet, she's an artist. She's a musical artist. She was putting how she felt out there. That's what musicians do. That's what artists do. They put their feelings out there. They put it on wax. They put it in their music. And that's all Future is. Future is an artist. And if he feels like he's going through something or he's being mistreated, a lot of times with a lot of men just, they deal with a lot of stuff because they don't want to make their sons like they're crazy. So they deal with a lot. And when that kid get a little older, you know, we can have a discussion about what really happened. So right now, you don't really see Future talking too much about it. And every now and then he drop a little diss and he puts something in his music. That's how he feels at the time. He's an artist. He has the right to put his feelings in his music. And hey, maybe we'll talk about this again when this kid turns 18 and we can really understand what has happened all these years. Maybe we'll talk about this again when this kid turns 18 and Russell Wilson and Ciara gets divorced. And then it's going to be like, oh, they got divorced? Oh, yeah. She wasn't never really into this man. She was trying to replace Future. She was trying to shit on her baby daddy and using another man to do it. Hey, thanks for checking in another episode of The Opinion. Make sure you check out all my other episodes. Keep rocking with me. Have a good one.